brace yourselves. It's time for an interview.
Hey!
There he is.
Welcome YouTube. This is a little interview with some of the guys from
Elite 3, right?
Yes.
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 And
also
these
Purple
guys.
Eyes.
I'm here too. Yeah,
All right.
he's here. We're all here. Gang's all here.
This is
I'm on the floor.
Jesse, also known as Nowak.
Yay.
This is Michael. One kid.
One kid. There you go.
This
Just
is
one.
Jerry.
Yes.
What's your name?
X-Jerry64X.
X64X. Okay,
The
we'll just call you
X's make it
Jerry.
sexy.
Should it be one kid
And
or one kid? I always wondered.
The one and only.
Because there's no such thing as a second.
Purple Eyes!
They're not actually purple. They're blue.
Yeah. Hey, blue. Hey, you're blue eyes. More outtakes.
So what was your, because I kind of know what your inspiration was behind, getting into, doing a bridge stuff. So what was, individually, is there inspiration into doing this sort of thing? Like what made you want to do this?
We'll start with.
Anybody?
I think just Jerry. and
Anybody?
Oh,
yeah.
Whoever starts first, we'll go on.
We'll start with Batman.
All right. And I'll start. Well, his ties into mine, so she can go first.
Oh.
I honestly just talked about myself all day, and I am just exhausted. I don't want to talk about myself ever
Luckily,
again.
I got the panel on video, so.
There we go.
Yeah,
we
you know what?
Yeah.
That in.
Yeah.
Boosh.
Exactly.
You know what they say though, when you're done talking
Boosh.
about yourself for the day, that's when you start an interview.
Boosh.
Yes,
This
yeah.
is-
maybe I got an answer. I just remember I was going through a tough time in college, and one of my favorite shows was Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Yes. It was the only show at the time that I really remember that subverted the ridiculousness in our culture. So, they would bring on celebrities and I remember just as kids, I never really identified with the idea of a celebrity, you know what I mean? Because how could you? How could you figure out what that's supposed to be? To me, it was just people and they were on the television, which is what it kind of is, objectively.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, all my friends were really hype up into it. And I'm like, but that's not, is that really what it is? They're just normal people. They're entertaining you. And believe me, I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love being entertained.
But they're no different from you and I.
Yeah, they're just people. They're just normal people. They live normal lives like you and me.
Exactly.
It's just that they have more money than us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And some of them don't.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them hit a slump and then you can't find work. It's difficult.
Example,
sometimes.
Eddie Griffin.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Oh my
That's
God.
a
After
prime
Voodoo
example.
Child. Actually,
Yeah.
no, he did one more after Voodoo Child. Sorry, I know a lot about stand-ups. I love watching stand-ups.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, anyone?
Eddie Murphy's got
Yeah,
enough money in the
he's-
bank
yeah,
to
he definitely
survive.
does.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know, I'm trying to think of some.
Cat Williams.
Oh yeah,
He's doing.
he's
doing pretty
retired
good, though.
because
What happened?
didn't he? I know there was an incident in him involving a hotel. He was in his bath. He was in his
Oh,
robe.
yeah.
He was basically looked like he was lost, and he basically literally just squatted at the
Oh,
side
yeah, I
of the
heard
desk
about that.
hotel.
I heard about that actually.
And took a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that actually.
There's a
And then you
deep
joined
corner.
fridging.
And then I abridged.
No, that's the poop corner.
That's he found the other corner. Actually, a good friend of mine, Joe Contento, I'll say his name. Hey, who cares?
We've met Joe.
Yeah, you met Joe. He introduced me to Little Creepo stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I like. So I was like, why don't I try and do something like that?
He does the Yu-Gi-Oh bridge.
He does the Yugioh bridge. He was the first guy to do it back in.
2006.
How got you right now?
That was
Take
around-
a second. It's just, oh man.
That was around the time where I was getting used to YouTube. I found Chocolate
Most
Rain.
people
and
were.
It was
all
brand
that.
new at that
Yeah,
point. It
yeah.
had been a year or two old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have it used to be for entertainment,
Yeah,
for
it's
musicians
interesting.
and finding weird stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's become a popular gaming source and music source
Yeah,
as well.
like if you
Unless
look
it's,
at- if you look
unless
at
it's
what-
copyright, unless you put the copyright thing,
Yeah.
you're safe. But apparently the YouTube system just says, screw your copyright, that goes out the window,
And
that person gets paid.
And
It's very complicated.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's interesting that you mentioned that because if you look at where YouTube started and to where it is now, it's become such a big entertainment platform for up and coming people on different platforms for entertainment, music, acting, the whole different gaming. It's become something so huge. So
Yeah.
I guess the question I want to ask is, can we go any further? Because YouTube just recently launched YouTube game.
Yeah, live game,
it's
so you can
so-
record live gaming.
yeah,
But I
it's-
feel like
but that's not just what it's for. It's an entire YouTube for gaming. So if you look up Call of Duty,
No,
you're
not quite. That's
No,
not what it
it's
is.
not.
That's not what it is. It is basically any YouTube video that is marked as gaming.
yeah,
Okay,
if it has like gaming-
appears, you can basically it's just difference of interface.
Yeah, it's basically if it
It's
has
just
a
different
gaming
interface.
related
I thought it was
video,
just
it'll
all-
go on that.
No, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And I went and I tried it out. It just came out, and
Yeah.
like I was very underwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was almost completely the same. It's just different interface.
Yeah,
but
it's like-
there's no features. There's one feature that actually is interesting that is different that has it compete with Twitch TV, and that's the
DVR.
DVR feature.
Mhm.
Where basically, the last 4 hours of your stream will be available to anybody. So if they just jumped in, you've been going for 5 hours, and they want to see what it was like.
Oh,
an
you
hour
could-
into
you
those
could-
4
you
hours.
could
Right,
go
right.
back
They
to
can
those-
go back at any point. Yeah,
That's pretty fun.
You go back to it and live at any time. Aside from Twitch, you could just if you could
It has to be live.
you
And then
live
you watch
it and
the
then you
recording
can watch
afterwards.
it
Yeah,
like
after.
in VOD. I can see how the DVR can work. I mean, DVR is really useful if you want to see those scenes that you missed.
Yeah.
But I don't see it being too big.
It's not
as
enough to kill Twitch.
Yeah, it's not enough.
They could have done it. There's a lot of easy ways to make that concept work.
Yeah.
Live streaming in general needs to become a much more popular thing on YouTube because it's ridiculous they hadn't done it until recently.
Yeah, and the thing
they
is,
have the technology,
Yep.
they have the capability, they have all the people. Like, what else can you ask for? They should have been doing it ages ago as soon as live streaming
Yeah.
became so popular.
It's crazy because they have not necessarily live streams, but they have done their YouTube award stuff live over the internet.
You know, that's a more
So-
recent thing that they've been doing the last couple of years is live streaming, and now users can live stream now too. But the thing is also that's killing YouTube gaming already that the people are really not happy about is Content ID is constantly running while you're
because
live.
the
Constantly
new
running.
ID from Google, I don't know if it was from Google. I think ever since Google bought YouTube, it changed its
Well, they
copyright
had
policy.
lawsuits in 2008 by copyright holders that were upset that there was so much copyright infringement on the site, so YouTube legally had to make a system where copyright infringing material could be automatically removed.
Basically,
And they've
it's
gone
automated,
overboard.
right?
Yeah, it's automated. So the thing about that is, let's say, have you ever played Saints Row 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saints Row 4 has a lot of
Just beat it again.
copyright.
it has a lot of copyrighted music.
And-
And if you're playing that live on YouTube gaming and one of that copyrighted songs, but
It
don't want to miss
gets
a thing, comes
filmed
on,
immediately.
and
Yeah.
boom, you're gone.
Yeah.
And here's the
Wow.
thing, it can not only copyright strike music, but sounds as well. That's how...
Less likely, but yes.
Yeah, that's how that's how kind of complicated the system is. If it's so automated that it likes to turn a certain minor detail, like either it's mostly music but sometimes sound for some people, into a big copyright issue, and then it just gets pulled off.
They should hire me. I was just thinking, because you remember taking programming courses, right?
Yeah.
We kind of know how it works, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of know how you could potentially mess
Well,
it.
I know more from a design side because I've been a user for so long,
Right,
and
right.
I've visited their competitors, I've used their competitors, I know what people are looking for and what they're not. And YouTube's number one thing they're amazing at, the number one in the business, is doing the worst thing in the business. Every single time they change something and make it worse. Every single time they're completely not in touch with their users. They don't understand what the users
Which
really
is
want.
interesting. Why,
Twitch has become way more popular
Imagine
than
if
they are.
Twitch was bought by Google.
But they already own YouTube technically, so
Yeah, but they
wouldn't be
wanted
able
to buy if they wanted
if they
to buy
wanted to
Twitch.
buy out Twitch and integrate it into
probably
YouTube,
could, yeah.
maybe
They were going to, but
Yeah.
they backed out of it actually.
Yeah, they basically Amazon bought them.
Really?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah, I did know that.
I think Google wanted to give them like 10
Yeah,
million
just
or
about.
more, and then they backed out. Amazon gave them only 2 million, I think.
As far as the money's concerned, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just know that it happened.
They
Guys,
turn-
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut this short. Jessie has a fainting condition, and we need to get her food.
Oh.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
starting to-
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I've been trying to
Yeah,
stay
no.
awake,
No,
but
no,
I
it's
haven't
okay.
eaten since breakfast this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, no, yeah,
that's-
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's my issue. I get that as well. Sometimes I don't eat. I only eat one meal and then forget to eat.
Well, I would like to, except I was at a convention.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah,
I'm so sorry about this.
No,
No,
it's totally
we
fine.
got a lot.
We have plenty of footage. We'll definitely be here for the next 2 days.
Awesome, yeah.
So thank you.
No, thank you.
Cheers, mates.
No, you know what? Get in here, guys.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, yeah. Feel the love.
Yeah, Fusion Ha!
Okay, YouTube, that was us with I'm just dumbfounded right now. There's some more outtakes here, but yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be here doing a couple more interviews. We'll actually finish up our interview with them. We'll keep some of the stuff that we had for outtakes, obviously, and I guess we're signing off for the night. So later, YouTube. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
That's on the carpet side.
There's 4 corners.
Yeah. You don't even want to know what they do in the other two.
Just pick one.
Piss, shit, vomit, cum.
There you go. Cover them all.
The best
yeah,
room
that's
ever.
what-
God forbid you're in the room this year in the Pentagon. You have no idea what to do.
There's gonna be so many outtakes for this.
So many. It's gonna be jokes for days.
God.
All right, so
Sorry.
short interview, but maybe if we have some more time tomorrow,
For sure, yeah, for sure. You guys have
maybe.
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we gotta do an interview with
Yeah, we gotta do a couple more interviews.
with Marcus.
Yeah, with Marcus.
All right.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
was
well,
good.
This was really good.
This was hilarious.
Yeah.
We got some story time at the campfire.
Yeah, I hope
No visual
hopefully
campfire.
hopefully you got the footage.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah.
we'll cry.
Oh no.
Alright.
Always do it again.
All right then, everybody,
Oh, yeah, thank
stand
you.
up.
Oh yeah.
So handshake time.
Of course.
We're all done?
Yeah, you said you
He's
gotta.
Oh really?
He's gonna run.
Oh no. I mean,
And you something special.
no, we got a little time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, we get 5-10 minutes.
What?
You know.
Do I get a hug because I'm a girl? That's
Yeah.
sexist.
Just 5-10 minutes.
Alright, so yeah,
Up,
good.
I'm up in the air now. That's great.
This is happening. So, we can do like 5 more minutes.
Yeah, sure. Just
Yeah.
end it so it looks like that part is at the
Already
end.
Yeah.
I guess
We already cut off the video. but We lied.
Bye everyone.
Everything
Now
is
we're gonna.
Are we going?
Bye everybody. Now we're gonna go
No,
into the other interview.
We're doing the actual interview.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
They're gonna cut it.
Okay.
He's gonna do like an
Yeah.
individual. Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have this for outtakes.
Yeah.
But you have any questions to start with? Because I'm still kind of processing everything.
So yeah.
I'm still laughing inside at all the jokes that we just.
I know I said I only watched a few of the Pokemon things, but I pretend to watch more because the reason I got into the bridge stuff.
We have
to,
another chair.
We really do though.
Yeah, I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Hey, this is how the Japanese sit, and I
That's
like
true.
Japanese culture, so
Yeah.
Give you a chair anyway.
Yeah.
you gotta give me.
There's another body.
Be in frame. It'll be good.
There's another friend here.
Yeah.
So you want to talk
Yeah.
about? So what are you going to talk about? Music, video games?
So actually,
Well,
let's just start with what was. Well, first of all, you need to get away from the camera so I can be seen.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Just move up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought so.
Beautiful.
We're getting closer.
Hey, I'm not okay. I am okay with that. Ah!
Don't lie.
There was one guy. No. I now know the dance.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay, what was I talking about? Gaming. British accents? I could pull it off quite rather.
Hey, no, that was great.
Really good, actually.
Thank you.
Peace.
So that's a lot. That's from watching Doctor Who and Torchwood for you.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty damn good.
You just like
Yeah,
read
yeah.
stuff and
Yeah,
it
Harry
goes
Potter,
well.
watching on repeat constantly.
Yeah.
Listening to
I
the
tried
Harry
that.
Potter audiobooks, I can do Steve.
My friend.
Oh man, I've seen the new Yu-Gi-Oh. Wow. Pendulum summoning.
Haven't seen-
Look out.
Haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh after Generation X.
Can we? Oh my God, I'm so glad we got this on film. I just remembered how I saw Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time, and I never told Mike, and I've always wanted to tell. Do you mind if I just interject here?
Sure.
Okay.
That's the whole point of an interview.
Okay.
This is gonna be magic.
I
It's gonna be
forgot.
amazing.
It's the whole reason I watched the abridged series. Like I didn't think about it at the time, but
Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series?
the original series.
Yeah,
The
okay.
original series. The first time I saw it when I was a kid. God damn, how old was I? I was 13. This is important to the story.
Campfire stuff right now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please. Take it
Tell
away.
us your story.
Yeah. Hey guys,
Let's hear this.
Steve, get around.
Let's gather around the
And And then they were all dead. The
end.
Well,
but they were dead.
Yeah. So I was 13, which is the age is important. I swear to God. Eventually, I'll make it relevant. And I have this cousin. He's crazy. Frankly, I think he's got too much money.
Some people just have too much money.
White people.
Yeah, white people.
Very
Right.
You said it, not me.
We don't want to go over with the M word.
No. But they had a nanny is the whole point of that. So believe me, that becomes relevant later too. So I remember like my cousin. It was the parents weren't there. I forget, they were just coming home. Like, you know, the nanny was upstairs like cleaning, and he was like, "Hey, let's go watch a show. I really like the show." My cousin gave me the gift of learning about Yugioh, and I like after that or before that, I never I didn't like watch it too much outside of it, but I loved it. I loved it when I was watching it with him. I loved it, and I just remember I was sitting down with him one day. We were downstairs. Our nurse or whatever the heck her name was, the maid was upstairs, and the floor was like, it was tile, and half of it was tile, half of it was carpet. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching Yugioh, and I'm really invested. I even remember the exact episode. It was the one where they capture the sister, and the sister's like in this
Serenity gets captured.
Serenity.
It was the first time she was like put in like a water trap.
Sister.
Yes. Yeah. No, not Seto Kaibo. Not Seto Kaibo.
Joey's.
Joey's sister. Yeah. And there was like a box that they were lowering him into. And I remember that, and I was like really getting invested. And he's like, "Hey man, I gotta pee." I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh my God, like how are they gonna save this? They're using cards to save someone. What?" And all of a sudden I just hear and I didn't do that. I didn't look over. I just kind of like glanced. I was like, "What?" So now here's the thing. I didn't explain about the room. It's just a big empty room. There's no bathroom. The bathroom's upstairs. Okay, so it's just a box. So he comes over and he sits down like everything's cool. All of a sudden, now I've gathered up the courage because my cousin's feral. He doesn't care. He'll just whip out his dick. Exactly. But for me, it's like, you know, I wouldn't do that. So like I didn't want to know what he was doing. I had a pretty good guess. I look in the corner and there's just that puddle right there.
And it was on the tile?
It was on the tile. So I'm like, what the hell did you just do? And it's pee corner. But pee corner! The thing is, I'm not doing it justice because the way he so nonchalantly said it was just like, pee corner. Like that's an established thing.
Exactly.
Like people go in the corner and take a piss whenever they feel like it. So like my mind is blown right now. Like I'm completely taken out of the show in its entirety. I love Yugioh, but for that 1 second I was like, what? It's like, what do you mean pee corner? It's like, yeah, I pee in the corner, you know? It's easier.
It's easier.
It's
just easy that way.
Wrong. He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong, but
It's wrong to do it.
It's a morally gray.
Does he at least lay like newspaper down? Does he not lay newspaper?
no!
It's basically morally gray.
It's a
gray line.
Here's where it becomes unmorally gray though. So I'm like, so wait a minute. Who the fuck cleans that up? I know you don't, because you're an animal. He's like, oh yeah, the maid. I was like, so the maid fucking comes down here and cleans up the piss? No wonder you are so, like, such an animal. I got other stories about him, but I love him. I love him to death, by the way, for the record. But like, oh, that was so surreal. It's not over. Story's not over. So I was like, yeah, I know. So I was like, you're an animal. Like, what do you do? How do you get away with it? Sometimes we tell him, you know, the dog did it. What do you mean sometimes? Sometimes I admit it.
And he gets away with it?
Yeah.
Wow.
She beat his ass, though. She beat his ass one time when I was there, and I was like, you just do it. There was not stopping that, because I knew she had earned, you know, 1 or 2 ass beatings from that kid. But other way around. So he has a younger brother, and we were sitting down there, and I was like, God damn. Like, that's disgusting. And without a word, he came home from lacrosse practice. I remember that specifically. Came home from lacrosse practice. Now remember, the bathroom's upstairs. He ran past the stairs. Hey guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then this time I was like, oh shit, no way. just adds to it. I was like, this is a thing. This is a legitimate thing.
This is a common thing.
Then he sits down next to me like, you had to pass a real bathroom to be in the corner. What the fuck is wrong?
How is this your life? You have so many stories where just weird things happen to you.
I know, right? I love this guy.
I could not believe.
It's not that weird things happen to him, it's that he surrounds himself with weird fucking people.
That's true. That's true. But
I mean,
We
it
all have that.
makes your life a lot more interesting. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It makes life a little more.
That's what you're in our lives for.
I know. Maybe that's what I think. It's one of the reasons I was like, Yu-Gi-Oh isn't funny. Yu-Gi-Oh is super serious. I guess it could be funny. I remember that one time someone peed in the show. That wasn't in the show.
Yeah, America has a
It is
tendency
now.
of cutting stuff out.
Yeah, no, I know.
If you look at
But
the original American,
yeah.
the original Japanese animations compared to how much they edited for the American audiences, it is so different.
No, I
Yeah.
know, and I'm just
Especially like if it involves food. Like I remember there was this one scene where Ash was picking up a rice ball.
Oh yeah.
And they changed
jelly
it to
donut.
a ham
Yeah.
sandwich.
The sandwich was the best one because it rolls down a hill, but the sandwich bounces down the hill, all intact with its tomatoes and everything.
Good old American ham
And
sandwich.
my thought is, are we literally that obese?
Rice is just a little bit healthy, but sandwich with
Sandwich.
lots of mayo.
And
Hamburger.
4Kids TV was a culprit of this.
Yeah.
4Kids.
I think what it was is because this stuff was so new and they had no idea what to do and they were worried about the audiences. They're always worried about the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cultural diffusion.
Yes, yeah, they're worried about what the kids understand nowadays. Like I'm always concerned with. I don't know if you guys do this. Oh no, I do more references than you guys. But like if I want to make like a Bruce Jenner joke and I'm thinking about people from England, I'm like, they're not gonna know it's Kathleen Jenner now. They're not gonna know all this
Oh,
stuff.
dear.
Yeah. Like I can't do that, and it sucks too because I'll formulate a really good maybe joke about it, and then I'll be like, I can't.
Because people take this kind of stuff seriously, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
true.
had those issues myself. Like whenever I watch the news, there's something serious. I would want to joke, and then my family's like, "Come on."
Yeah.
Like it's so super serious every time, but
Yeah,
in my
don't even get me started on jokes. I'll turn a G-rated thing into an R-rated thing real quick.
Me too.
I'm that kind of person.
yeah.
But the thing is, you have to really be, I don't know, somewhat conscious.
Yeah.
Nowadays. I think though that when Tumblr gets involved and it's a little bit too involved, where everyone's making the issue about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm Bruce Jenner. I'm Kathleen Jenner. Actually, I don't want to say this. I actually watched the show that they were promoting after that. This is the problem. Whenever someone talks about that, they're just the basic information about the event. Okay, he changed his sex. But actually, if you watched the show, I don't even know.
And then they, in the news outlets, the magazines, they just blow it out of proportions. Like her strength, her determination, her strength of how she became. I mean, that's admirable. I admit that is admirable, but don't make it everywhere. And
There's so many other people that.
there's so
Yeah,
many other people out there.
There's
Who
so
is
many
this
better
person?
vehicles.
Yeah.
I didn't care before they came out as trans.
Well,
I
actually,
mean-
he replaced. Well, at the time he replaced Eric Estrada on Chips. So we gotta come on.
Wow.
That's a 1980s show no one's seen.
We should get the interview actually done because
I just want to wrap it up.
People are wondering what the fuck we're
So
doing.
basically,
here,
long
so-
story short, your friend treats his house like it's nature.
Oh yeah, no, my cousin.
Oh, your cousin.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Bart Simpson when he did that scene in one of those Simpsons episodes where he says, "Oh man, I need to use the bathroom," and then you realize, "Oh wait, nature is my bathroom now." He just unzips his pants and just be
That
like,
was the funniest thing I ever saw as a small child.
Yeah.
Didn't even see that when I was older. I saw that as a small child.
Yep,
Literally yay high.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
staring at the TV. I'm like, I'm gonna do this one day. Sure enough, I did it.
Oh my god.